If you think the Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to be good, you are a fucking idiot. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't look good. It does. It looks gorgeous, in fact. But if you're under the assumption that Square Enix is somehow going to not completely ruin this, then you don't pay attention to trends and obviously haven't played anything they've done recently. They're the undisputed masters of flash over substance. Like, it's utterly beyond me how I don't really see anyone talking about this. I mean, yeah, it looks cool, of course it fucking does. I'm personally in the camp of people who think that the battle system is a goddamn travesty of vomit-inducing, derivative third-person action excrement bordering on the scatological. But, I mean, let's be honest, that's not the biggest problem here at all. No. Not the absurd pre-order bundle that costs more than my monthly fucking electric bill, or even the fact that they're already shamelessly broadcasting the inclusion of gameplay-altering microtransactions in the form of cute little summons. What's going to ruin this game, and what absolutely fucking no one seems to be aware of, is the fact that the release date, the pre-order bonus, and worst of all, the full motherfucking market price for the game that they're releasing next March is not the whole fucking game. How in the fuck are people ignoring this? It's not the entire game. It's not even a third of it. It's just Midgar. Man, I hated the Midgar sequence, with its color palette full of shit browns and its drowsy, plodding music that kept putting me to sleep. You know the kind of shit I'm talking about, right? When you're woken up by the sound of the controller falling out of your hands and hitting the floor. It literally took me over a fucking decade to get through that part. I didn't even know there was an overworld in that shit until like 2010. Like, oh boy, I can't wait to run around 30 floors in the fucking Shinra building again looking for a key card. Hooray! Alright, I'm sorry, I'm ranting. Anyways, people seem to either not be aware or are simply forgetting that this is not a full game we're getting. Square says, oh, it will be a complete gameplay experience, whatever the fuck that means, but no matter how they spin it, don't get it fucked up. We all know the story of Final Fantasy VII, and I don't care how much extra piss you throw in there, or how much shiny graphics you bukkake it with, it doesn't fucking end in Midgar. This doesn't show potential, it doesn't show any fucking depth. What it shows is something we are all already well aware of, but some of you seem to conveniently forget whenever fancy CG is jerked off on your face. Square Enix, just like every other godforsaken AAA developer, wants your fucking money, and they want as much of it as they can get. They don't care how they get it or what is compromised in their pursuit of it. Now, in case there's some of you that remain blissfully ignorant of what I'm talking about, and you're sitting there like, wait, what the fuck is this asshole talking about? The FF7 remake looks awesome. I'm gonna jerk my sad little minnow penis to Tifa. Allow me to ruin your fucking day real quick. The Final Fantasy VII Remake is not being released as a full game. That's right. It's not all of Final Fantasy VII. It's just a little bit, just the tip. Only the first couple hours, actually. You're not gonna see Sephiroth. No one's riding a chocobo. Forget about the scene where Eris dies. You won't be chilling at the Golden Saucer. There will be no kicking it with Genova, and certainly no busting around with Vincent. So if that's what you were looking forward to doing, hurry up and wait a long fucking time, because there will be none of that in March. The rest will presumably be coming in later episodes. How many episodes, you ask? When will they come out? How much will each one cost? Well, we have no fucking idea, and Square isn't telling. Presumably because they know that as soon as people become aware of the full extent of the horrors that'll be inflicted on them, they'll rightfully freak the fuck out. Yes, you heard that right. Somehow, through the use of perverse eldritch magic, Square has figured out how to corrupt something as pure and good as Final Fantasy VII and turn it into a live goddamn service. Shall we go over the checklist? Anemic and incomplete initial release, check. Lack of key features, check. Nebulous roadmap, check. Overpriced and overpromised, check. Huge pre-order incentives, check. Gameplay influencing microtransactions, check, checkity motherfucking check, bitch. Yeah, maybe we should do that with some other games too. Let's remaster Skyrim again, but only make it include Whiterun. How about we do an Ultra HD 4K fuck my asshole version of Super Mario Brothers, but only World 1. Then after that, let's ask Capcom to do another Resident Evil 4 remaster, but this time it's just the village in the beginning. Sounds fucking sweet, right? Now, I would understand if maybe it was $60 for a subscription or something, that would include all episodes at whatever point they're eventually released. I wouldn't like it, but I would at least, let's be honest, I'd probably tolerate it. But asking me to pay full market price of $60 for less than a third of the game is simply unacceptable. It would be different if this were like a new game or something with story characters that we weren't intimately familiar with already. Then they could just call the following installment sequels, charge $60 for each, and no one would say dick. However, that's not the case. This is $60, full price for what we already know is only a small, minor section of the full game. Then what? We wait with bated breath, foaming at the mouth while Squeenix strings us along and drip feeds us the rest of the game over God knows how many years? Fuck, bitch! It already took them how many years just to put this tiny bit out? When was it announced? Fucking 2015? So almost 5 years we waited just for the first few hours of the game. At that rate, not even exaggerating, I might not fucking live long enough to see the whole fucking game. Actually, let's break it down real quick, okay? So Midgar is what? The first 3 hours of the game if you're not speedrunning? And on average, FF7 is about 40 hours. So at 5 years per 3 hours of gameplay, that means the whole thing will be out somewhere around 2085. I will literally be fucking dead. And so will most of you. But, sure, let's give them the benefit of the doubt, which they don't deserve, and assume that they'll manage to get the whole thing out during the PS5's lifespan. Certainly not the PS4's, which is already on its last legs. So now we're adding the cost of an entire new console to the price tag. Speaking of price, how much will the next episode cost, you think? Probably another $60 fucking dollars, and why shouldn't it? Everyone seems ravenous enough for the fleshy Square Enix phallus, eager to stuff it down their throats and slurp up whatever the fuck comes out of it. They won't complain, they're all practically begging for that dick. Yeah, stuff me, Square Enix, I'll pay you whenever you want. And then how many episodes do you think it'll take to fit the entire story in? At the rate they're going, according to our earlier calculations, about fucking 13. But yes, alright, I get it. While technically that isn't exaggerating, it is fucking absurd. So let's try to be a little more realistic. Let's say it's only 4 episodes, price is $60 each, and we currently have no reason to expect that won't be the case, plus the price of a PS5, which being generous will be at least $300. So now we're looking at a minimum of $540, with vast immersion-killing expanses of time in between each chunk of the experience. If that's not the fucking antithesis of what a deep, absorbing, story-driven, and character-centric game like Final Fantasy is supposed to be, I don't know what the fuck is. Here's the bottom line. I don't care how good it looks. I don't give a fuck how big or small Tifa's titties are, and the battle system can fuck itself. If I can't sit down and play through the entire game when it comes out, for me, that'll ruin it. Imagine escaping from Midgar, getting super fucking sick on Cloud's motorcycle, and then being forced to wait an entire year to continue the story. If it even continues at all. I mean, can anyone remember the last high-profile game that was supposed to be finished in episodic installments? Yeah, Half-Life. And how did that turn out? Yeah, sounds fucking awesome. I can't wait for the Final Fantasy VII Remake, boys. See y'all in about a decade for the full review. Or in about 9 months to say I told you so. So yeah, that about wraps it up for today, everyone. Don't like, don't comment, and don't bother subscribing because we live in hell and nothing matters.